everyone. Something quickly that pops to mind. I was watching the series called The Crown, and interesting enough, in the third season, because I've never really read anything about the royal family, Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, and Queen Elizabeth II, Now, in this third season, Prince Philip was, I think he had this irritability, he had this unsatisfactory living. He wanted something more than what he felt. He wanted to feel something more. And church wasn't doing that for him. He stopped going to church. Now, his greatest admiration was everything that had to do with aircrafts. I mean, he became a pilot, and he watched Neil Armstrong and the two other guys, I can't remember their names. They all went to the moon, and he adored them. He admired them so much. And he wondered, what is it that they felt? They must be gods to come to that side, to see the moon. There has to be something. Your heart must be beating fast. There is something much more. And yes, there is something much more. But Philip couldn't place his hands on it. So he wanted to know what they felt, to know if he was in the right direction. He admired them so much. The Queen invited them to the palace, to Buckingham Palace, and the prince decided that he wanted 15 minutes with them. Like it's like seeing a celebrity that you love so much and you get to spend 15 minutes with them. That must be something. So this was going to be something for him. And when he spoke to them, he couldn't even bring the words to ask them how they felt. He wanted to know the sense of wonder. What did you feel? How did it? You must be so big in the eyes of everyone. And the answers they gave him, they talked about the water coolers and the sound that it made, protocols. They didn't have enough time because astronauts don't get as much time to just look around or observe. It's just protocols, check the list, check. And it was too much for him to comprehend. You could see the disappointment in his face. And it just reminded me in Ecclesiastes 3:11. I hope I'm right about that. It says God has put eternity in our hearts. That is so deep, because eternity, it just means that we can never fathom who God is. He has placed it so much that in every individual, in every single person, there is an awareness of God. There is an awareness of the divine being. A being that transcends every single thing. That the hope that we look forward to, and that satisfaction and fulfillment that we desire, is only in Him. It is nothing compared to the vanity of this world. And I think Solomon got to that point in his life, and he talked about it. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, he came to that point because before then he mocked the clergymen that tried to talk to him and find out where his head was at. And he called them a bunch of names that I can't even repeat. And he told them that it is all about action. It is all in the achievement, the accomplishment. And there was no accomplishment. He just spoke to Neil Armstrong, and I don't know if that was what happened in reality, but it was done so well in the series to show you that they are just human. No matter what accomplishments you have, when there is the absence of God, it has no meaning. Because the Creator is the one that brings that fulfillment. He brings that calm. He gives you that wonder. He is the only one that creates that wonder. And finally, Philip recognized that, and he went back to the clergy and said, I need help. Without faith, what is there? Without faith, what is there? So I just wanted to encourage you today. Seek God. Seek the fulfillment that comes from God, because it is all empty. Without God, everything is empty. Everything is empty. Something to think about. Something to really, really think about. And boy, that was important. And if he had to come back, the humility, I'm sure that it was, sometimes he thought to himself, I can't go back to these clergymen and talk to them now. But he humbled himself. He is a man in search of peace. He is a man in search of fulfillment. And he realized the accomplishments, the vanity of this world could never satisfy the human heart. Because God has placed an awareness that only in Him is everything complete. Only in Him can you find a sense of achievement, a sense of wonder. Because without faith, what is there? God bless you and have a nice day.